Hi everyone, this is Mr. Samulus. As I promised, doing a couple of these bearings questions. The reason I have these, I didn't even realize this. No one said a word. Those questions on the 7-1 homework quiz are the same as the one that was on today's with different numbers. So I'm not doing those because look, they're exactly the same just with the numbers changed. So we're just going to do this one. Which is number 2. I think this is Form A. All right. So 2 tracking stations are on an equator. On the equator, there's only one. 172 miles apart. So we're going to have a line. Now when I look at these bearings, before I draw this, and actually it was kind of unfair, not unfair, such a harsh word, but I didn't give you much space to do this drawing. And how these bearings work out, the weather balloon is like way up. So if I did, like, if you're smart, I know one student said, "Is this drawing big enough?" And actually, you probably should have made this like small because of how these bearings work. Um, but I'll do it. But I have space. I have um, the what do you call it? Luck of having a lot of space. So I'll do this. Okay, so this is the western and this is the eastern station because they do say that the weather is going to bearing north from the western station and a bearing of blah, 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 eastern station. So let's go to that. Weather balloon is located on a bearing of from the western station, and there's been a lot of problems. What is that? Where does the bearing go off of? Where do I put the crosshairs, on the balloon or the western station? And it's on the western because it's from the western station. Okay, so that's north 36 east, which isn't really even 45 degrees, so I'm kind of cheating here. So the balloon is somewhere here. This is what I mean about that space that we have. And actually, I screwed up. Because then when I look at this, the bearing from the eastern station is north 23 east. So that means the bearing is it's the intersection of these two lines. And that's going to happen like off the page, like even what I have here as a drawing. So I'm going to cowboy this, maybe, if my pen would ever work. Oh my, okay. Let's just calm down. I'm talking to myself. Okay, let's lasso this like a cowboy. Don't need that circle anymore. Um, and then we can make this work out. And actually, I'm gonna really mess with my triangle here. So this is gonna, okay, and then, okay, that's where the weather balloon is. So really, that we have to know these lines are straight because all lines are straight according to this, though it isn't. But that's 36 degrees. All right, and then this angle is 23 degrees. All right, so this is 90. So this whole angle right here is 113. Now I know you didn't have to solve this, but in creation of the drawing, you're really supposed to get all the angle measures and then put some labels in there. And then this is lucky. This is an east-west line, the equator. So we are allowed to say if this is 36, then this is math 50, 86, 54, I think. And then here's this mental math again. I know you enjoy this. 167, 77, 80. So 13 degrees there, I believe. I don't know. 2 tracking stations are on the equator, 172 apart. Okay. So then draw the section, do not south. But then maybe, what did this one ask? How far to the nearest is it from the western station is what they asked on the quiz from last week. So this would be x. So x is opposite 113, so it'd be sine 113 over x equals sine 13, if all my mental math was correct, over 172. Crisscross and solve. That's why I said do not solve today, just because the solving's easy after that, I hope. Hope you know the law of sines. All right, and then this one's a little different. It is 4.7 kilometers from Lighthouse A to Port B. I'm not going to draw that yet. You got to read more and kind of get a feel for where these things are in relation to each other. Bearing of the port from the lighthouse is, so from the lighthouse, that means the lighthouse gets the bearing. North 73 east is upper right. So that means the lighthouse, what we call lighthouse A, should be somewhere around here. Do a cross here, and then do 73 degrees, which is almost like 90. Pen. Okay, oh boy. I don't know why. Okay, and then this is B. Okay, and then that's 73 degrees. Make sure you put your thingamajabbers in there. All right, then I read later. A ship is sailed. It has sailed due west from the port, and its bearing from the lighthouse is now. It should say that north 31 east. So a ship goes due west. By the way, this is east. This is going in an easterly direction. So if the ship went due west, it went this way. Now, I'm going to stop where I think it reasonably should be because of that next bearing. It says north 31 east now is what the bearing of this ship is. And we'll call this ship, SH. Ship is what I said with a P. Make sure someone accused me of something. All right. Then north 31, north 31 east. And I color code that. And then that's where the ship is, and that's the completion of the triangle there. All right, this is what we got now. So don't forget about that 73. By the way, this little sliver right here is 73 minus 31. Oh, here we go. 73, 63, 50, 43, 42. I changed that to red. Of course, my pen didn't let me. And then, hey, this is 90 degrees here from here to here. Back that up. So 73, 83, 90 would be 17 left over here. Why would I want that? Directly west, this is 17. Oh, yeah. Now, here we go again. What's left over here? 42, 50, 59, 69, 79, 80, 121. So this is 42, 52, 62, 63, 73, 80 plus 100, 180 hike. Okay, and then now I can go back. Oh, it is 4.7 from A to B. So this is 4.7. All right, and then wait, how far has a ship sailed from the port? So this is X. So sine 42 over X equals sine 121 over 4.7. And then crisscross solve and the answers I shared in class. I'm embarrassed I'm even doing this one. Because two ships leave a harbor together, traveling on a course at an angle of, please. So harbor, 125, it's more than 90. One ship, I don't know, two ships. Okay, if they each travel 519, so this one traveled 519, this one traveled 519. The angle between them is 125 degrees. If they each, how far apart are they? That's this, x. Redonkulous. This is the law of cosines. X squared equals 519 squared plus 519 squared minus 2 519s. I've been running a rim. Times the cosine of 125. Press that on your calculator. Hey, it's been a pleasure. Have a good weekend. Hey, I hope you're all going to fun restaurants. I'm hungry.